Here's a story for all ages.
So I'm Jess Pond, and I'm the Director of Lifespan Religious Education.
In pre-K, I'm known as Miss Lucy.
So I'm Phyllis Dissek. I teach generally the 1st through 3rd grade spirit play class.
The bulk of our religious education program for children and for youth is their Sunday morning religious education classes that happen at the same time as the worship service.
My daughter, who at the time was probably around 21, I hired her to paint this mural. Her dad helped her. It's kind of like a center of attraction.
And you can see right now they're set up for their Halloween and Thanksgiving celebrations.
I grew up as a UU, and I loved Sunday school, and I think everyone should love Sunday school. So I try to make it fun.
We generally start class by just doing an opening chalice and chalice lighting and joys and sorrows, where the kids share what they're excited about or what they're maybe upset about. And we just kind of have an opening circle and talk to the kids about that kind of thing.
So we focus on community building activities and different craft activities, but we try to let the children make their own choices as much as possible because we really want to be a space where they can bring their whole selves. They're all very low bookshelves. All of the craft supplies and materials are low level so the children can make the choices of what they're going to work with each day.
The spirit play idea is based on the Montessori approach, so we really want the kids to be kind of experimenting more with what they think things are, not us telling them, kind of developing their own kind of ideas through play.
Superhero Academy was the curriculum that the 4th and 5th grade class did last year. So they started out their year by building their superhero hideout. So they had a fort set up in this classroom. Yeah, so they had this whole fort set up and, they named it. I forget what they named their hideout. But it was all about, it was an inclusive space. All of the kids were welcome to. That just kind of became like the center point of that class, we gotta go play in the fort. So it was like rushing through all the activities to have free time at the end to play in the fort. But so the curriculum was based around learning about all of these different superheroes and kind of learning about social justice through the adventures that all of these different superheroes went through. Nursery is open starting at 9:30 on Sunday mornings for parents who are in choir or who have other activities that they're doing before service on a Sunday morning. And then during religious education time, this is where our youngest, members under the age of 3 are.
And then we do a story.
So the story this morning is called I'm Sorry You Got Mad. Dear Zoe, I'm sorry you got mad, but it wasn't my fault. Jack. Did you ever hear that kind of apology? Mm-hmm. Dear Zoe, Miss Rice says I have to say I'm sorry for real, so I'm sorry for real. But it still wasn't my fault. Jack.
And we really just try to teach our Unitarian Universalist values of justice, equality, equity, interdependence, generosity, and social justice through stories.
The most recent story we did was called A Drop of Honey, and it's about a queen who doesn't clean up her drop of honey, and this causes lots of chaos.
Dear Zoe, you knocked over the castle, I'm sorry. But it was an accident. So I'm sorry about that accident. I'm sorry for made you mad also. Yours truly, Jack. It's gonna look better.
There's a story about an apple, and you cut it in half one way, and it looks like there's a star inside, which is very exciting to the kids.
The pre-K teachers really enjoy bringing in different snacks and different treats for the kids.
But the apple lesson also incorporates the idea that we are alike, we are also different.
I think they just connect with stories. And I think it allows us as adults to see maybe more, even down to a childlike level when we're telling a story.
Dear Zoe, your castle was really cool, and I'm sorry that it's such a cool castle got knocked over. I hope you're not too sad. It looked like a lot of fun to play in. Are you going to build another one? Sincerely, Jen. Dear Zoe, Miss Rice says that our real apology has to say 3 things. What I did, that I'm sorry, and that I'll help you fix it. And that is the cliff notes to restorative justice. So, I knocked over your castle. I'm sorry, I guess. You can build another one if you wanted to, and I won't knock it up down again, okay? Jack. Oh, today's assignment, paint your feelings. How do you think Jack's feeling? Dear Zoe, do you remember yesterday when you built a different castle and you and me and Maddie were playing in it? I wanted to play too, but I couldn't, and that got me mad. So someone should say sorry to me, because that's why I knocked your castle down today, from Jack. Uh-oh, sounds like somebody we know's apologies. Oh gosh, he tries over and over, doesn't he? Dear Zoe, you built a really cool castle yesterday, and I wanted to play in it with you, but Ben and Jeremy said I couldn't because castles are for girls. And that made me mad and sad. So I knocked your castle down because I couldn't play in it. I'm really sorry, Jack. Dear Jack, thank you for your note. I was so mad at you. But I'm feeling better now. You can help me build a new castle if you want. And thanks for saying sorry, from Zoe. Hi Zoe, thanks for letting me play in your castle. I had fun. Let's build another tomorrow. Love, Jack.
One of the RE programs that UU is known for is the OWL program, the Our Whole Lives Human Sexuality Program.
It's just a vital, life-saving, life-changing program.
Our Whole Lives is human sexuality education. A focus on understanding our bodies, but also talking about, differences, and consent is a big thing.
There really aren't many comprehensive health courses like it that really approach sexuality as a part of our whole lives and as something that is vital to all of us, regardless of how you identify.
I started bringing the kids with me as soon as Jamie was old enough to join religious education.
Jackson just started OWL, Our Whole Lives, the human sexuality course.
I think it's great. I think he's learning a lot. The people who teach him have really interesting insights into his psychology and his development, and so it's become one of my most important support systems and safety nets is the people that make up this church.
I wanted my children in the RE program before I ever had children.
Gender identity and sexual identity are just something that can't be removed from the person. It's part of who you are, and that's why it's a lifespan curriculum. The classes are offered from the kindergarten and first grade level all the way to a senior adult level. So we really see it as a lifespan program.
And I really feel like our RE program is very welcoming.
I met I would say she's my best friend when I was 7 in UU Sunday school, and we're still in contact. So.
From our pre-K kiddos to our youth group, that is just fantastic group of beings they're just incredible. And that many of them have been coming here since they were in pre-K together.
Again, this Montessori youth-led theme goes all the way through to our youth group, which is our 9th to 12th grade group. And they really focus on choosing projects to work on throughout the year. So their first major project is the Haunted Basement, which our annual Halloween party, I think, is one of the the most celebrated events that we do in RE every year, and in large part it's because the youth put on this haunted basement. So they spend their first few Sunday mornings planning out what they're going to do. You know, they have the whole basement, which is like a wide number of rooms. So they choose like a theme for each room and how people are going to progress through it and what each of their parts are going to be. And they really work together to make sure that they each get to participate in, you know, all of the different parts. So, you know, this year they had a coffin where one of them would pop out, and they switched out which one of them would pop out each time. They had different rooms with people like slamming on the doors or like yelling out the window.
You're the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you going to be doing?
I know we're not doing Let me out! So that they all got the opportunity to experience and be part of everything.
Great group of kids. I'm glad they have each other because society is hard and the world is hard, and they all come from different, I think they're all in different schools. In our RE program, we have quite a variety of educational systems that we're bringing together in here too, which is so cool to hear them when they're sharing their differences.
They really are there to support each other, and they really uplift each other on their own.
That core group of those youth are a great example of how we should treat each other that all of us need to see.